What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for part number 2 of our live Pokemon Showdown Little Cup session. Last time we ended up with a victory, so we'll see if we can keep our winning ways going this time around. Before we get started today, just a friendly reminder, if you guys haven't done so already and you would like to show your support, feel free to do so by clicking that like button right below this video, or you can leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or suggestions for me, any Pokemon you'd like to see, or a tier you would like to see next time. I do make sure that I go through those comments to see what you guys are asking for so I can try to implement as much of it as possible, because let's be real here, you guys have better ideas than me half the time. Actually, more than half the time. More like 99% of the time. So here we are against somewhat of a threatening team, somewhat of a standard team as well. Ghastly is a huge threat. Apom is everywhere, and it kind of does the same thing that Ambipom does. He says, hey, let the best win. So we give him a good luck, have fun. Roggenrola, I don't think I've seen that before. I know it has sturdy. Oh, and he forfeits. Wait, he says, hey, let the best win, and then immediately forfeits right after that? I'm so confused. I'm very, very confused. That's what just happened. What? What? Okay, thank you for the free points, I guess. We're gonna find another battle. That was really weird. I just don't understand. I don't understand people on Showdown. Okay, let's see if we can find another battle and hope that it doesn't take like 3 years. Showdown likes to take a really long time to find battles when I'm recording, and find them very quickly if I like hit the button and then try to go to the bathroom or something. Then it's like, oh, we're gonna find a game in like literally 0.1 seconds. Come on, Showdown. If it takes too much longer, I will cut this part out, and we will, I don't know. We'll come back when we find a battle, I guess. Come on, Showdown. I really want Ducklett to put in some work. I really, really do. I hope we can run into a Regenerator Core with like Fungus and Slowpoke, because that would be freaking awesome, because Ducklett just poops all over it. Alright, we found a battle, and man, things are just lagging hardcore right now. So we're up against Demolution 4545. He's got a Tyrunt, which is kind of scary. That's probably going to be a Dragon Dance set. Bergmite, something I haven't seen. Shroomish. Dratini is very threatening because Dragon Dance is a thing. He's probably not going to have 2 Dragon Dance users, though, so I don't know. That Tyrunt could be like Choice Scarf, maybe. Froakie is a problem with Protean. It can do so many different things. It can be physical. It can be special. It's got U-turn. It can, you know, do acrobatic shenanigans with, like, after it activates its berry juice. It could just be Life Orb. Could be Choice Scarf. It just does so many things. It's ridiculous. Chimchar, I don't know what that's going to do. Maybe that's going to be his lead for, like, Fake Out and such. But, yeah. So we shall see what happens here. So I'm going to lead off with Electrike, because he doesn't have anything that's immune to electric-type attacks. And he has a Balloon Tyrunt. So I'm just going to Volt Switch out of here and break this thing's balloon, so that maybe we can eventually kill it with an EQ with Baltoy if we have to. Kind of curious as to why he was leading off with this thing, unless this is his Stealth Rocker, which I guess makes sense. Tyrunt does get access to that. Could be what this is. But Balloon, that kind of strikes me as strange. That does 36%. Wow, that's a resisted hit. Tyrunt has garbage for special defense, so maybe that is playing into it a little bit. He can't really do a whole lot to Kerm other than EQ if he has it. I don't even know if Tyrunt learns EQ, to be honest. I'm not sure if that's one of those moves that only the evolved form gets. I don't know if I want to risk that. I mean, I could just type it into the chat, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'm just going to go into Baltoy as he goes for the Fire Fang. I kind of want to set up my rocks here just because I don't want anything having Focus Sash. And the rocks would be good for the Chimchar and the Bergmite, as he does go for the Ice Fang, and thankfully we didn't get flinched there, otherwise that would have been a terrible time. But now we just have to, like, sacrifice this thing. That's not really what I wanted to do. I didn't want to have this be like a suicide lead, essentially. Or not a lead, but a suicide Stealth Rocker. Looking at the rest of his team, though, Baltoy doesn't seem that useful, and he doesn't really have anything that can set up Stealth Rocks other than this Tyrunt. So I'm just going to go ahead and EQ. And he does just Ice Fang to finish me off which is fine. And we can now go into Kerm, I guess. I don't want to go into Frank because if he has, like... Well, no, he's probably Strong Jaw. Yeah, he's Strong Jaw if he's carrying the Ice Fang and Fire Fang, so he doesn't have Head Smash. But he probably still has, like, Stone Edge or Rock Slide or something. So, yeah, we know he's not Eviolite, so Drain Punch might just kill him. Actually, Vacuum Wave might just kill him because it's a special hit. And Tyrunt's special defense is bad, so I'm just going to go right for the Vacuum Wave. Because he will outspeed me, because I'm a quiet nature, which is negative speed. So I don't want to risk taking any damage on this thing. Not if I don't have to. So I'd rather just go for the Vacuum Wave, and that just kills. So down goes the Tyrunt. So we traded an eye for an eye there, essentially, but we also were able to get our Rock Step. So I think we came out on the better end of that situation there. So we'll see what he wants to go into here. Maybe... Oh, he goes into the Dratini. I was kind of expecting Chimchar there. But okay. I don't think this thing can just kill me with anything. Dratini's move pool is really bad. So he's got like Extreme Speed, Outrage, Iron Tail, Fire Blast. I don't even think Fire Blast would kill. So he just goes straight for the Extreme Speed, gets a crit, but that still doesn't do half, as we're going to knock off his Dragon Fang. Dragon Fang Dratini. Okay then. So that crit is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We can get some HP back via Drain Punch. The crits have been going all over the place here. Kind of crazy, but we're just going to finish him off with a Vacuum Wave. And now he has to either go into Froakie or Chimchar here. Because Bergmite will just die probably to maybe even a Vacuum Wave, because Bergmite's special defense is bad. He does go into the Froakie, which makes sense. And he could be Acrobatics with no item, and that is a little bit scary. I kind of want Kerm for the Bergmite. At the same time, I kind of just want to go for Vacuum Wave, just to get some damage off on this thing. Do I have anything else that can deal with Bergmite? I mean, the rocks are up. Electrike can OHKO it with Flamethrower. So I feel kind of okay just staying in to dish out some damage here. Especially with Dratini out of the way, so he doesn't have that Extreme Speed to threaten me anymore. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Vacuum Wave. His Froakie doesn't have the best defenses. So, yeah, that only does 34%. And he goes for the sub. Okay. He was predicting a switch there. And he still is able to get his sub up because I outsped him with Vacuum Wave. But I'm just going to go for Vacuum Wave again, and since it did 34%, that's going to break his sub. And he can sub one more time after that. Kind of scared of what this thing has for me, though. He just goes for Hydro Pump. I guess predicting a switch again, there was really no reason for me to there. I needed to break that sub. I don't really know what he's doing at this point. Maybe he just doesn't know what he's doing. That's very possible. I'm going to go for Drain Punch. Because if he wants to sub up here, that's fine. And then I'll at least get some more HP back. As he goes for the Grass Knot, so he has nothing to hit me with. He's got Sub, Hydro Pump, Grass Knot, and who knows what the other move is. Maybe, like, I don't know. I'm assuming it's just a Sub and 3 attacks, so maybe, like, Ice Beam. But if that's the case, why are you bringing that out on Croagunk? I'm so confused. So Croagunk has taken out half his team at this point. Because we actually came in on the Tyrunt, and we killed that with Vacuum Wave, and then we killed Dratini in 2 hits, and then we killed Froakie, and now Chimchar is coming out, who takes quite a bit from the rocks, and I don't know what item this thing is going to be. I don't know what set you're going to be running either. So I think... I mean, we are dry skin, so we're going to take a lot of damage, but we really don't need this. So I'm just going to Drain Punch, and if he kills me, we'll just get a safe switch into something else. As he goes for the Swords Dance, that's not a good idea, because Drain Punch is going to get us back up to 100% of our HP, and now Vacuum Wave just kills. So, yeah, that was not a good play. That was not a good play. You were not in a position where you should have been setting up there, because you're at a severe disadvantage as far as remaining Pokemon go, and this Croagunk is just giving you all kinds of trouble. You needed to get rid of it, or at least try to, you know, get some pressure on my team. But maybe he was thinking that I'd be afraid and just switch out, but I just haven't switched out yet, so I would have assumed. I don't know. I don't know. I'm in no position to be criticizing other people's plays, though, because I make some really bad plays sometimes. So, yeah. Out comes the Shroomish, and he's going to go for the Double Edge. Oh, that powerful offensive Shroomish, and that just dies to a Sludge Bomb. So I think we're going to see a Croagunk sweep here. He just swept the entire team, because Bergmite is not going to do anything. Because it's going to take 22% from the rocks, and we might even outspeed you, even though we're a minus speed nature, which is really sad. I'm just going to go for Drain Punch, because that, in combination with Vacuum Wave, should kill you, and I don't think you can hit me with anything. He just goes for Blizzard. That does 43%, but Drain Punch does 64? That did 64, wow. Okay, then. And that's going to be GG, as we're going to click Vacuum Wave, and Bergmite is going to die. And I don't know if I'm too happy with that match. It was great to see Croagunk just entirely sweep this team from top to bottom, but that wasn't too much of a match, especially because I don't know what in the world he was doing with that Froakie. So we're moving up on the ladder. We're at 1239 now, and I think we're going to look for one more. So this will be probably a little bit of a longer part, just because whenever this happens and you get to the middle of the video and you look for another battle, that's when it's going to be like 10 plus minutes. So not that anybody would be complaining, I would think, because you know, bonus battle, right? So let's give this person a good luck, have fun if this thing ever loads. Wow, some big time threats here. I see the likely Sand Rush or Sand Force Drill Burst, so that's kind of scary in combination with that Hippopotas. The Apom could be a lead because it's got Fake Out shenanigans. Apom is a problem because it's got Fake Out and Knockoff, which, you know, Knockoff is terrible in this tier. And by terrible, I mean it's really good. It's just you don't want to be taking knockoffs because everything has Eviolite. That Execute could be a problem. I don't know. It's pretty slow, but it's got a lot of special attack. Carvanha's got the speed boost, and Scraggy can sweep with Dragon Dance or Bulk Up. So that is very, very scary. So he leads off with the Hippopotas. We get the Intimidate off, and I'm just going to Willow. And it misses, and thankfully he doesn't go for EQ, because that could have been a disaster. So he just sets up his rocks, and that's fine, because I don't know that this thing can touch Baltoy. So if I just get Baltoy in on this, I can Rapid Spin. He doesn't have a spin blocker. And the Willow does connect this time as he goes for the EQ. And that only does 24%, so this is defensive, I would think. I think that it's just more of a utility set, because it does have Stealth Rocks after all. Kind of want a Morning Sun. Kind of, but I'm going to switch, because I want to get rid of these rocks. Both Frank and Ernie do not like having those rocks up. So he does just go for the EQ again, so we get a safe switch into Baltoy. And I guess we could either set up our own rocks or we could Rapid Spin here, but I'm going to Rapid Spin in case he wants to switch. Having rocks up on his side of the field isn't like the most important thing ever, because he doesn't have anything that's weak to it. So he does switch into Scraggy. That's not good, because now he can get a free turn of setup. Or he could just go for Knockoff. So Croagunk is like my dedicated switch into Knockoff. Even though he has Eviolite, and I don't like getting that knocked off, Knockoff really doesn't do that much, because at least we resist it. So, and we have some defense investment too. We need to make sure that we preserve Croagunk though, because speed boosting Carvanha and Apom, which hits 19 speed, which is very high in LC, Vacuum Wave is going to be very important to finish those off. Especially if this thing sets up a bunch of freaking Dragon Dances. That was a good play by him, sending in Scraggy on the predicted Rapid Spin. But you can't kill me in one hit. So you really needed to try to weaken Croagunk, I would think, before you start setting up with this. Because now I can just click Drain Punch, and you only have one resist, and Execute might just die to a knockoff after a Drain Punch, maybe. He does just go for the Drain Punch. Okay, he doesn't even go for the knockoff. That doesn't do that much, and our Drain Punch does way more, that brings him down to 34%. I'm tempted to just click Vacuum Wave and kill him here. Even though he might switch to try to preserve this thing. Because this does put on some decent pressure on my team, as he does switch into the Execute. So Vacuum Wave doesn't do very much. I don't know if I want to stay in on you because I am a negative speed nature. And yeah, you're going to just kill me with Psychic, so I kind of don't like that. We can, I guess, go into Ducklett, I suppose, because he can't hit me super effectively at least. I don't want to take damage on Dratini, and Sparks is very, very frail. Frank, we kind of need to switch into like things like Apom. And I can switch in and Morning Sun on the Hippopotas since it's burned. So it looks like Ducklett is going to be my switch here. And he could very easily just Leech Seed, predicting that switch. And there's not much I can do. As he does go for the Leech Seed, that was a good play. Because I really had no reason to stay in there. Like I said, Croagunk puts so much pressure on things like Carvanha and Scraggy and Apom that letting it die or take significant damage would just be the worst play that I could make. At least this early in the match. If I have to take some damage later on, so be it. As he goes for the Protect as I set up the Rain Dance. So that's perfect. Perfect. I figured he would do that because that's what all Leech Seed sets do. They just protect. So now I get a free Hurricane hit off on something. And he doesn't have anything to resist that. So I don't want to go for Scald in case he does stay in, not predicting that. And it just dies. Holy cannoli, Batman. Execute is dead. Wow, okay, so his Croagunk check is gone, basically. Yeah. I mean, I guess he still has Drillbur, because that's not burned. But still, what are you going to do? That awkward misclick is what he says. I don't know why that's an awkward misclick. Maybe he wanted to switch? I don't know. I mean, he was still going to take a lot of damage on something. I'm not sure what he wanted to take all that damage on. He does get the poison, which is fine because we have hydration, and Hurricane just kills this thing, so he just lets his Scraggy go down. Which, maybe he thought it was useless because it had taken all that damage, but I think he could have set up a Dragon Dance on Baltoy. So, I don't know. So now Scraggy is out of the way too, and he's going to go into Apom, and now I think this is where we need to switch. Because if I take more damage on this, I won't be able to set up Rain again and rest. So we're going to try to switch back in on something like Hippopotas or something. So he does go for the Fake Out, which still does like 20%, even after that Intimidate. So yeah, I mean, he is holding a Life Orb, so that is something. But that will also wear him down. Now, kind of tempted to Will-O-Wisp, but he might predict that and just switch into Hippopotas, and I don't want him just getting up more rocks. I'm gonna click Will-O-Wisp either way. That's what I'm going for, because really nothing else on his team wants to be burned. As he does go for the U-turn, don't go into Hippopotas. Don't do it. Go into Carvanha. Go into Carvanha or Drillbur, either one. I would love to burn either of those. As he does go into the Carvanha, come on, hit. Yes, yes. All right, we have a burn Carvanha. This thing is essentially useless now. And now that the rain is gone, I can go for a Morning Sun. Because he can't kill me with the Waterfall. He cannot kill me with the Waterfall. And, whoa, maybe he could. Jeez, that was close. And we flinch. Are you serious? Are you serious? Man, that really stinks. I'm pretty sure he got a high roll, though, to do 40% to defensive Growlithe. I mean, he's burned. He's burned. I know he has a Life Orb, and he's a Carvanha, but still. I kind of want to save the Intimidate for this. So we're going to switch. That really stinks. That really stinks, not going to lie, but we can go out into Kerm here, because he's just going to go for Waterfall again, and if he goes for Crunch, that's a resisted hit, and he's burned, so I'm not worried about it. And we can just kill this thing with a Vacuum Wave. So, the only other thing he could switch in here would be Drillbur. Because Hippopotas would just be a sack, which I guess would make sense. And, yeah, he does go out into Drillbur, which still takes 31% from Vacuum Wave. Wow, okay. Kind of was not expecting that, and at this point it looks like the play to make is to sack off Growlithe and get an Intimidate going. So that's what I'm gonna do. So, sorry, Frank. He should have made it a little bit longer than that, but, you know, flinches happen, so we just have to move on. And that's the first Pokemon casualty that we're dealing with in this battle, so it's not the end of the world. Now, what am I going to do to deal with this thing? This thing is a problem, because the EQ and Rock Slide coverage is really good and kind of poops on my team, other than Baltoy, but I'm pretty sure he has knockoff too. I'm kind of tempted to go into Puff because he can't kill me. And that's what I'm going to do. Oh, he forfeited. Okay, he forfeits. So my plan there basically was I was going to go into Dratini because he's at -1 attack. He would need a crit to kill me. So I was going to go in and set up a Dragon Dance. We know he's not Eviolite just from how much Vacuum Wave did. He's probably Life Orb. So an Extreme Speed after that would kill him. Extreme Speed would definitely kill Apom because it's frail. Carvanha wasn't an issue. I could just go into Ducklett if I really needed to. But Extreme Speed would probably kill that too because it's a Carvanha. And we saw it was Life Orb. And the Hippopotas didn't have much HP left. So I think I had that in the bag there. But he forfeits either way. We get up to 1253 on the ladder. We might just get up to 1300 before this session is over. So I felt like this was a kind of a long part. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or comment, or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.